Hi anyone, I'm Berkle, and welcome to another episode of me playing Minecraft on the Skyfall SMP. Last time we made a supermarket, which is our local grocery store, and that fulfilled our need to have all our farmer villagers in a place, so over here we got them all going. And remember, you are the means of the production, so stand up for yourself. But these guys can't, so this is what happens. But yeah, we have all our farms up in the roof for all of these things with like the melon, the pumpkins, wheat, carrots, potatoes, and beetroots. So this way we could trade with the farmers and get a bunch of emeralds, and then we can get a bunch of carrots and get cakes and pumpkin pie and cookies and other things that we want to get just to make the world feel more lively. But yeah, that's the supermarket. And then today we want to work with some sniffers in the next stall, not stall, but next shop would be the sniffer shop, which not it's going to be sniffer shop, but it's going to be a flower shop. And that flower shop is going to have a sniffer farm in the roof, and that's where I'm going to get all my sniffer stuff. But right now, my sniffer operation is kind of lackluster. It's over here. I used to have two big ones, which you get the sniffer eggs from the warm ocean monuments, and you archaeologize them, and you like brush them off. And I got 2 eggs pretty quickly a few episodes ago. So I had them for a while. Then one of the big guys broke off the lead, and I can't find them. I don't know where they went. I don't know where they wandered off to. They probably just went into a bush and just kind of stood there for a while and just was like, bah, 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 bah. But yeah, so that's kind of what happened, I think. And I need to get more of the eggs, so I gotta wait for this guy to grow up. I already got a few eggs from when I had two big fellas. So I just need 4 more eggs and then we'll be good. So while I wait for that to grow up, let me show you what I did in the meantime between episodes. And that was get rid of this mountain. Which was a pretty big feat because this mountain was pretty big. I mean, it did go all the way to this house pretty much. So I've been digging it out for a while. And this was the biggest clearing out since the beginning. Like this biggest section that I've ever cleared out. So it took a while. I decided to not do it by hand, and I just did it by explosion. And that was fun because it was different than digging, and I'm so tired of digging. I think that's why I decided to just switch over to exploding. And it tickled my brain a little, figuring out all the redstone, but that's part of the fun. And then at the very end of it, I got a little too close to comfort with the flying machines and the explosions, and I landed on the flying machine, and I fell off of it, and I exploded pretty much instantaneously. So I lost a bunch of my stuff. I didn't lose my go horn, which is nice because I still got fuel. But my armor, my tools, I lost most of that. So I had to remake it. I had to get new netherite stuff, new upgrade stuff, and everything's so expensive now. And you gotta get new upgrades. And I didn't lose my RAV helmet, which is nice. I lost my regular helmet. But besides that, I didn't really do too much. I know, let's see, I did connect the tunnel to the sewer system. Let's see, we go down here. And then further over here, yes, we have our tunnel. It just continues into the sewer system that we did a couple episodes ago to connect to our town hall, which we'll just go over here and we'll exit. Ow. But yeah, this is where I get my villagers from. This is where I make them make the babies, and then those babies turn into people, and then those people turn into zombies, and then I cure them, and then they lower their prices, and they love me, and I am their mayor, I am their leader, and they listen to everything I say. But yeah, the only thing left really is to wait for the sniffer to grow up. And then I could breed them together and get more eggs, and then I'll build the farm with you. How about that? Are you ready for a sniffer farm? I'm ready. I got the eggs. I got everything I need. I got a bunch of blocks and rails. That's really all you need for this kind of farm. It's pretty simple. Let's go to the roof. Up in the ladder system we're going to have over here in the back rooms. And then we go up to this is the ceiling, where we're going to have our sniffer farm. And it's going to be on this side of the room. And then we'll have the sorting over here. And I think it's going to be pretty simple. All you need to do is put some dirt blocks, or like anything that qualifies as dirt. So like mud, coarse dirt, but what else? I don't know. Anything else really that qualifies as dirt. there's a bunch of other blocks. Then you just place them here. And the sniffers will live on top of the soil. That way they will be sniffing up the seeds that we need. And then let's put a lining on this so they can... It just looks better. I don't see the grass. I should also put some lights, but I didn't bring any lights. Let's see. ¿Qué más? What else? Let's see. Oh, I brought some glass. And then we could do some ladder system. And then we put the glass in. And I think we're done with the actual farm, besides the collection system, which is just a minecart track. And boom. I'm pretty sure that's the farm. So this is a ladder to go up there if we want to breed them. And then they can't escape because they're too big. I might put a trapdoor here just for when they're babies. They can't escape either. And we just need to put in the eggs and then we're done. It's so simple for a farm. Boom, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then the rest we'll use as a sorter for the system. So yeah, the next part is just to put in a track. And there's the track for the item collection. Also, I built the item sorters just because I don't like putting everything all into one chest. It just makes it a little too complicated. It's basically just impulse item sorters. So they're tileable and then they just go one by one. We have pitcher pod seeds. Then we have torch flower seeds. And then we have eggs. So whenever you want to get more eggs, you just come up here with your torch flower seeds. And then you come and breed all your sniffers. Because you'll fit in here with them, but they're going to take up the whole space. So it's a little cramped, but you do what you need to do to get your eggs. I want my eggs. But right now I want these guys to hatch and then they'll be the snifflets. And then once they grow up, then they'll take up all the space basically. And then they'll be sniffing up seeds for us and we could get all the torch flowers and the pitcher pods that we want. So that's the goal with this farm. But next we gotta prettify the basement, not basement, but the actual like shop, because right now it's a box and we don't want a box. We want something pretty and cute and fun and got a sheep. But yeah, we don't want a box. We want something cool, something different. Ooh, I hear them hatching. I hear them going. Are they going? Are they babies? I think so. There they go. Baby sniffer. Hi babies. Hi babies. Oh my goodness, there's so many babies. So many baby sniffers. Hope you guys enjoy your new home forever. Alright, well, that's the farm. And we got to prettify the shop. So that's the next step. And I'm thinking we're going to change out the floor because this cyan terracotta is kind of industrial. And we want it to be a flower shop. So that's like the opposite of industrial. So let's change out the floor real quick. Alright, the new floor is in, and it already looks brighter from out here, so like comparison to over there with the terracotta. And then over here with the birch, it makes the room pop out. So that's cool. What we need to do next is figure out the shapes of the building that we're going to have, because we're going to have multiple rooms. We need to have a back room for the workers to go to, as well as an emergency exit, I think. Right here might be a good spot. So like, this is a good place just to have an exit. See, like that building has an exit. That's pretty good. And then I also want to bump out this wall, pretty much the whole thing. So I might as well just tear this down and then replace I gotta do the floor a little bit more as well. Yeah, I'm gonna do the adjustments and be right back. Okay, here's the shape of the room now. It's now 6-sided rather than just 4-sided, so that already adds some shape. But once we add the stalls with all the flowers and everything, that shape will kind of give us more of a organic feeling, just because the flowers naturally just are organic in the game, so they're going to give you more shape. And then just the shapes of the stands that we're going to make, that will give it some more detail in the texture of everything as well. So what I'm thinking here is we come in through the door, then there's a bunch of stands with flowers. Then to the right, you go into a line where you'll be able to check out with the worker that's going to be behind some sort of stand. And this will be the back room that they could go to. This will be the entrance. And yeah, it's pretty simple, I think. As long as you take things and put them into their parts, everything is simple. So I think the next part is to do all the stands. So where the worker is, the back door, then I'll have another stand over here on this back wall and then on the left wall. So I'll do those 4 stands real quick and we'll be right back. The furnishing for this flower shop is done. I've got the left wall stand, a back wall stand, a back entrance stand, and then the shopping stand. So this is where they would do their checkout and pay for their goods. For each stand, I use some of the new 1.20 woods. So I use the cherry wood as well as the bamboo planks, just to give it a little more flair and also just so we know that we're in 1.20. It also works great as a contrast between the light gray and the spruce stuff, as well as spruce working well as a contrast between the light gray and the floor. So it all comes together really well in terms of contrast with the greens that we're going to be adding shortly. So I'm thinking this room, it's cool, like we got all the stands in, but we need the lusciousness, the lusciousness. So if we don't have the lusciousness, it's kind of boring. It's just stands in a room. So we need to add all the garden types, like all the Pokemon. We need all the garden types in this room so we can feel like we're an actual flower shop. As well as I want to put some overhangs here with some composters as well, to be like where the planting is coming from. And then it'll give us an overhang of like nice luscious greenery. That greenery will also be a nice contrast with the pink as well as the bamboo. That's really why I did it, just to contrast mostly with the green. And then the spruce contrasts well with the greens as well. So it's nice to see what colors you need to put in a room, which were all the plants. So we are going to incorporate those greens and then see what colors can go well with that. So we didn't need spruce, but we needed a color that went well with the green, and I decided to go with spruce. We could have used a bunch of different colors for these planks instead of the cherry, but I wanted to go with the new wood. And it went well with the greens, so that's why I did that. And then as well as the bamboo, the same reasoning. So it's time to add all the lusciousness. Yeah. Incoming to Berk's Buds. How do you feel about that name? I'm enjoying it. It gets Berkleized, which is what we want to do with most of our names. And it symbolizes flowers with the buds, so like the budding flowers. So we got the alliteration, we got the Berks, we got the buds, we got the flowers aspect of it. How do we feel? I might change the name, I don't really know, but I'm fine with it how it is now. And then here's the shop, how it came out. Boom, there's a lot of flowers. It's a lot of pots, a lot of flower shoppiness, and that's really it. We got a villager in here. I don't know what he's attracted to. There's no composter that he should have seen that I didn't break. I broke them all. He should be attracted to this. I don't understand what's going on, but whatever. There's a villager in here. He's owning the shop. Then we come in to our right. We have the planters that we were talking about earlier. Yeah, and I put the 2 tall flowers in the window so you could see them out from outside. Then we have this overgrown bushing coming from these composters here. That way they grow out and they cover up the ceiling, giving us some cover. And that way it kind of fills out the space of the room, kind of changing things, giving us more shape as well. Then the plants on this corner, I did a lot of pots on this left wall. Then on the back, I made sure to put in a bunch more of the shrubbery and stuff, like the foliage from the other dimensions and different things like that. It's what I went for. It's not everything in the game when it comes to plants, but it's for the most part, most of the things. Like I don't have netherwort here and a couple other things, but what can you do? It's fine. I really like this checkout area, this little turnaround where it's like other things that you could buy, like mints or whatever. Then here you check out from the villager and then you go on your merry way with your new plant. So yeah, that's the flower shop that holds our sniffer farm. So that's cool. It's got form and function. Those are the things that I love to do. I like to make sure that there's a function behind a build and then there's a form for it. So the form is the flower shop, the function is the sniffer farm, and everything together makes Berk's Buds. The final thing I want to do for today is actually add some cars because this parking lot's kind of empty and there's technically supposed to be people here shopping. So there should be cars here waiting for the people to finish their shopping. So I think we're going to add some cars here right in front of Berk's Buds, as well as a couple here in front of the market, just so it feels like there are people in the shops themselves that are full. As well as there should be cars all around this gas station because this has been done for a while and I haven't really added the cars yet. It's just another detail that needs to be added. So it's car time, I think. It's car time. It's car time. It's time to build some cars. Alrighty, the cars are in. I also added a truck just because I felt like it. Sometimes that's just what happens. Feel like building something, so it goes somewhere. I wanted to make Optimus Prime in the city, so I felt like putting the truck where the trucks go to drop off their things, and this is how they go. I don't know how he fits around this corner, but he does pretty well because he can transform into a robot and go just walk around the corner, I guess. So that's pretty cool. Then a bunch of these cars are new. Some of the ones under here are old. Like I just like pretty much copied from the shopping district what I had over there. I just remade that into the cars over here just because I'm lazy and I didn't want to make new designs. But otherwise, they're pretty much the same thing. Then over here, the new cars are very similar. They're just you put your 4 wheels down, you connect them together, put some glass, and you got a car. It's not that difficult in my mind. I don't know. Then you just add the details to it just to make sure that you got the curves in, and then you got your car. Similar with a van, you put your wheels down, just make them a little wider, and then you make it a little taller, and you got a van. You could also go inside this one, which is cool. Like you just give it a little crouch, and you're in the van. I'm in a van. Similar with this one over here, it got like. It's a cross between a crossover. It's an SUV van type all-terrain. Similar with that SUV, that's a Jeep all-terrain, and then we have 2 Mustangs over here. These are cool. This one's white with a red stripe, and this one is black with a white stripe. So that means it's fast, you know, if it's got stripes. But yeah, let's see. The only difference that I've made to Berk's Buds are 2 things. I updated some of the pots to have some of the shards. which are pretty cool. And I updated this left wall to be the cherry wood, just to give it some contrast and some texture. But the shards themselves are pretty cool. I really like the update with the ability to add some details to your builds. I wish that they loaded from further away, because as soon as we get over to about this handicap spot, they unload. A little further. A little further. Oh, wow. Oh, there we go. This white line, was it? There we go. Yeah, they unload, so you can't really do your actual builds with them. But otherwise, the interior stuff is pretty cool. And you could tell stories with it. So like this one is my weapons pottery shard thing. And then over here, we got a guy running away from a warden and a wither. So the wither and the warden. So he's running away and he got his arms up and he's going, ah. But yeah, then over here we have our explorer pottery shard with the diamond. So you find the diamond on your map. And you know, you can tell little stories. You just got to find the right ones. So yeah, this is the final flower shop. I think I'm pretty content with it. I'm pretty happy with everything. I might add more string just to keep the vines the way they are right now, because I like them how they are. I really wish you could snip these vines. Why haven't they added that? Because you could snip these, but you can't snip those. What is going on, Mojang? Come on, you're doing so good, except for a few things. But yeah, that's pretty much it for today. So just wanted to say thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing, liking, commenting. If you made it this far, let me know what your favorite flower is, just because it's sticking on theme with the video of the flower shop and all. Yeah, thanks for watching. Stay safe out there.